Thank you. Let's all give a hand to our veterans. Thank you for what you do for our country. Nhờ rằng cho nạt, cho chỉ, cho bút, cho yêu. Mấy suốt lời cho lên cho tư của tôi mà nó. Trong xa, chạy tỏ mê, chú bê gồng xa, hạt chân càng bê cái phong yêu. Ý từ tờ cho, ý từ chế xóa cho bê sành của nhau, của Minnesota nó ha, lưu tế trở nó. Miss May Lor Xiong, congressional candidate in the 4th District, Nyautahu, Minnesota. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We're here to support a remarkable candidate in the voice for our community, Miss May Lor Xiong. Yo I khó chú sinh hay May từ sai cú or May từ MC cho món nó. Kulumbe hu or MJ Sherman la. Kumon bay mong ha, kulum bay hua fuji sing xiong, kusong sha to ji mei. Kusong sha cho mei mo no, cho con ching no. The bay chang gan ha promote itu ku ping ka nu tu ko commitment cho bay sing ku nya lu dei cha no. Chi tang len da su, nu ya itu ku on dan dao yang cho mei cho Hmong hu to shi. It's an honor to be your master of ceremonies this evening. My name is MJ Sherman, but I also have a Hmong name, and that is Lor Xiong. Fuji. I'm glad to lead you here tonight through our event to not only support a candidate who is dedicated to the country, but a great friend of mine as well. One who holds values such as faith, freedom, and family very dear to her. May Lor Xiong chia itu candidate su. Nu mua bang su ha nu mua Fuji lu kan gao. Nu bao tang ha nu yo I tướng gian king. May Lor Xiong yun đại tế trời thai do ban vi nai. Nu na nu chỉ bình cho lưu zu to zu tế trời vang mei nó. May yin bao zu lu neng chọn nhẹ. Cái blu cái tua có bóng có yin. Ha zu kế chọn nhẹ đại cái bóng tế trời nhỏ lịch yang. Nu yo I từ cứ mua lúc short sang gang cho bay sang cứ sang ta po chi mong kay. May Lor Xiong is more than just a candidate. She embodies the spirit of resilience, determination, and service. Her journey in testimony is a power to the community, which derives from her strength from not only her family, but from also much loss and much hardship. May understands the struggles and triumphs that come with not only coming to America and settling down and taking part in the American dream, but as her family is a family of immigrants, it's even harder. Mono beyo nong me ka zu nulu ho pa yo tlan chi jo yan tong day or ilu teng ji jo be bu ge. Bei zo de mo feng jo zeng gang nu guo za mo ge yang. Jun zhong ge sai nu sai ju xi nya zan dao lo le. Tao mei shai hu mei lu sha. Shai mei bang dao le yang. Mono bei tao mei bang mei lu ho pa for wang ha lu lu. Tonight we'll hear from May herself and learn a little bit more about what her plans are for the future. And as you know, to be a congressional candidate, it's not easy and definitely not cheap. We encourage you guys to look within your heart to find a desire to help promote and just perpetuate these values that we hold dear to us. Please look within your hearts to give whatever you can and help us, and your contribution is not forgotten. Bây mò nu chu hạt qua chu sinh, yo ha lu chân gang jo mei jo chân mei mò nó. Thao cú hu ít từ cú yo ha lu jo shan stage nó. Thao mei clap jo boa ha boa day jo boa. Whenever somebody comes up this evening who has something important to say or is one of our distinguished guests, I would ask all of you to just give them a hand, show them the love that you've shown not only me, but also show May as well. We remember the sacrifices you guys have made to come here tonight. And it's just such an honor to be up here to support a great friend and a great candidate. Before we start, I'd like to ask everybody to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Chan Hutsing jo bay lu shi han da noa lu lu bay yo mo bay fang jo ja po chu sing gu ha lu jo bay Rick Aguilar. So tonight we'll be having people come up. Each one of them will be given 3 minutes to share a little bit about themselves. So Rick Aguilar, May Minnesota.
Well, thank you. How about Fuji singing? No, somebody at the table said he was lip syncing. I said, wait a minute. Amazing. Now, I understand you're from California?
I live in Florida.
You live in Florida. Well, pleasure having you here. Outstanding. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'm Rick Aguilar with the Hispanic Republican Assembly of Minnesota. And this year is our 20th anniversary of our assembly. And it's really been a fascinating time being involved with the Republican Party, especially as a Latino. You know, I was born and raised here. My family came here in the 1930s. They were refugees from Mexico. There was a civil war there, and they came here. And like you, they worked hard. The years went by, they started businesses. They worked and sent their children to school. And they formed a good life here, just like your community has. And it's been a pleasure here to see how your community has grown. And it doesn't come easy, does it? We work hard as business owners and as residents of our state and our Twin City area. And I would tell you that in my lifetime here, I've never seen Minnesota worse off than it is right now. Right now, where we see a lot of the things we've accomplished over the years are crumbling with the crime, with the fraud, with the taxes that our business people have to pay, and with all the spending of monies by the Democrats. And I will tell you, the Democrat Party are the true racists. They are the true pandering. They pander to us. You know, they think, well, we'll give you a program. You know, Latinos, we don't want a program. We want an opportunity, just like the Hmong. We don't need programs. Give us an opportunity. Make sure that we can open businesses and make sure we can flourish. Don't give us your programs, but the Democrats, I repeat, are the true racists. They pander. And we should no longer listen to their message. Their message is a message of racism. It's a message of communism. It's a message of socialism. And the only way we're going to win and break that pattern is by getting our Republicans elected to office. And I'm here to support and announce that the Minnesota Hispanic Republican Assembly tonight endorses for Congress May Lor. In 2022, there was 125,000 Latino voters here, mostly from the Twin City area. The Latinos voted 38% Republican, 38%. We're getting closer. Latinos are leaving the Democrat Party. They're realizing they get nothing. You know, I'll leave you with this. Latinos in Minnesota have the worst high school graduation rate in the country. We get nothing from Walz and his racist Democrats. We get nothing. So we have a chance to win, but we only win in this country when you get elected officials. We don't win any other way. So we're here to say that if we have If we can get 40 or 50% of our Latinos voting, that's going to help May Lor. So I want to thank you all for being here. Unfortunately, I have to leave shortly, but I'm proud to be able to endorse May Lor, and I want to wish her the best. And we're going to work hard to get her elected. God bless you.
Being more a hot chance la opportunity cho tạo tài to yang. Thank you, Rick, for those words of encouragement. Rick, yo từ cứ bao cái chỉ sợ ha nữ mấy hai ninh, and bố tại sao nó bố giá trị xa mong vote cho bây giờ Republican Party cho họ nữ yên sai nữ bán bờ là Democrats cho Democrats đây anh bố bây mua khoa chữ sinh mà nó cho khoa cứu tự do being bao Patan mai thọ ha Lor Xiong ya ở từ cứ muốn cái hàng cho bé ở từ từ nó ya cho sponsors cho món nó bé thọ mày clap your hands for ở từ đó and all of our sponsors tonight, please. Thank you.
Có chuyện thì mà Wendy thì bắt tham máy tôn cái ở tu là host lu fundraising mà nó nè, thì nó cô họ dụ kế lợi thì cho chị tàu bắt tham máy tôn lu về nhóc cho họ thì họ nói với họ chân mô thì thọ chỉ đó co, ok, thì cái ở tu nè. Mấy tôn ở trong tàu non thì họ tụ thơm ca của chắp lợn thì lúc của chắp lợn mù cho cái tư nên cho cú tròn chảy cú thì và nó chỉ là xuân giờ này ạ, chỉ là xuân giờ có sở nữa coi ạ, cái gió tụ cho cú quân đúng mà giờ cái ô linh cái hai cái tức là lòng cái mù chỉ tàu là nó cho cụ chị cái những món xuyên thầu cụ này cụ hay cụ mà trong một cái thì cụ mà dùng cái trong cụ mua tạm lịch sử để xem mà cụ những bao tiền cái ở trong này và chính chính thì bao lúc community nó bao cái trong chấp lời chị non cái cháu cụ thì chị cụ trong xe để cụ tông cái cho cái lúc đấy cho cái cháu. So Wendy tour from adult wellness adult service. Nếu cô ấy tu chơi nhiệt tình để chơi cô lúc cho cần cầu đi thia cô trong xe thì mua ở thu viện giàu non cái chơi cả cô nhớ trong better community cô cho tư lần cái cho tư cô nó chính cái đầu lần cái ba chơi lần cái ba cho trả cho nhà cái mua cho cái lúc để cho cái chơi của cô trong xe cần cầu đi rồi cô hai đi nào thia cô trả gì đó có thì nó cho chị tao lên đấy. Okay. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so proud to see everyone being here tonight, and thank you for support. I apologize, I have translator as Hmong, okay? Chư sáng của châu bé tổ mùa mê trong cú sa để bé chân thầy giúp trong cho tới chỉ mua tụi mà phải xử lý mê lúc nào bé tổ nó cú sa thọ cả bé sợ tập bắt thân gà này kia cú sa tỏ bé lúc năng nó bé cho nên họ tao ôn nó lời bốn lần như nhiều của nhà pháp của vậy tới chỉ cú sa để em mê tao là qua bé tụi cho nhá rồi tỷ đi xí nó chơi mẹ yêu cho cháu tôi đi cho lên cơ tổ ấy cú sa thọ nên bắt qua tê我没找一个方面和没有关系。我找的每年每季每节能天每节能省老等着，努那不谈老包括多样的那天，其他领导够两种，你去多了你也就把你钱多了就最忙了也就凑个，他被说的把凑天，其他领导กูจะข้าเรากูตัวหมวกเจ้า cú bỏ chút xôi dầu cú hay khen này nè cú thắt chơi này chế nào hòa lúc cổ hậu sợ chú ít nhà sẽ giả như tông chỉ sa kỳ này sợ chú bé ba một tiêu cho cú từ lời lúc cổ hậu này kia cú xả hay kia cú giờ ít tu sáng chế nào nó chế thầu tiêu giờ cú lần từ vào cho cú chế cú ta cho mọi người là ba nhẹ xe ba chùy ba xua giả lúc rồi nó là nênจะป้าไปกันเที่ยวเจ้าหน้าเจ้าตัวนี้จะคือชนแรงชนโตชื่อแซงถ้าเจ้าตัวนี้ชนแรงชนตัวจะโตกองชั้นเราตัวที่ถ้าป้ามาก็เจ้านั้นนู่นน่ะไปส่วนหูสลักก็จะตัวมอลูเสียเที่ยวก็เจ้ากูอยากเจ้าจะชวนตัวนี้ชนแรงชนตัวถ้าสิกูว่าได้จะเสียแต่ว่าจะฝังก็มาพูดตัวนี้ชนแรงชนตัวนะเจ้าดาวจิตตาเลยกูว่าเจ้ากูจะไม่ตู้ฉี่ยงเจ้าก็จะป้าใส่ลูกตัวเป้ได้ว่าเจ้าได้แต่ว่าจะฝังก็หมดตัวกัน
Thank you. Let's give it up for these two fine women once again. Thank you. One announcement: we do have some food in the back. Feel free to grab whatever you want. You may sang no, darling no. It's bang ha shai cho cho jining lao. They provide services to older individuals who maybe feel as though they just hang around the house a little too much or need to have some mental and physical stimulation. So we do thank them for that because we do respect our elders. They have a lot of information that we do respect, and we thank those two women for that. So, bây giờ từ May Lor chào, May Sang Gang Lu Gong Cheng Lor May Lor Xiong and Lor Xiong with our speakers for Monoa. So, Bay San Sai To Patan Nó Bỏ Lao Nếu từ thơ cho cho Sing Lao Tốt Tọt Sai May Suốt Lời. So, Tao có sơn chú bê rồi tao chạy có.
Hello everyone. Thanks for coming tonight and support the family tonight. 我知道这里的字就叫做地势了，我用现在当呢，到真个。每么闹那个北京人手路么闹，莫了种些天我做在岛内是了，你做给车啊，做给车，做给巴种喏，古那种被叫地方路古多被偷天，但是古要几乎是的了，古车都的喏是了那是的我是了，那边种了古得种了天都知道，但是古多了可能还要被了路，车啊每天我湖那是的。cho cái ba rồi nó mẹ nhà ấy tu là kia nó cho district plau là rồi nó trong hộ ta chỉ nó bé cho mong nhau cho lúc sinh mình sự ta nó bên trong môn đầu thì nó bé môn đầu rồi trong nó trong chữ rồi được hai nên nó sẽ tàu bé mong và mong là đi cho nên đó cú sẽ kiến được chỉ muốn lâu thằng qua hôm nay sẽ đợi thiên bây giờ chơi cho cái ba cho cái sẽ đợi sĩ chơi rồi nó anh nên chơi ba kia đầu tiên cái tiếng lên trả sẽ đợi có một ba bom bả rồi mày thì giờ mày nhanh rồi nó tăng hợp bây giờ không tiếng nhanh rồi để sử lâu thì anh lên đó cú lúc xuống vào hồ rồi nên sẽ đợi thọ còn nên chơi cả thì chơi bên cái team không lâu rồi nó thì chơi rồi mày thì mày rồi ít không giờ là ba rồi bây sẽ đợi bên mong ít chữ hay thì có cho chỉ tao lên cũng cho chỉ tao lên có cho thế có ô chỉ hậu có giờ lên nó bây giờ tao chơi cả bây tụi này một rồi tao lúc trong ấy thì bao luôn đi hậu lử thì bao luôn lù thì bao luôn đi đây nổ tìm bây hai bên tụi này thì giờ ba tao rồi bây ấy nó thằng cô hồ này sẽ là nó chơi thiên thằng ba càng từ thời kỳ của tranh cao thì mình giờ tao rồi lúc trong giờ là ba bên hàng mông đâu phần đấy 我做的那些的叫我做成干嘛呢？诶，十年十届，十大十弱，十路在路用啊，做成干嘛呢？老我那些的做，被人叫走路在路经常的，被怎么路，然后推死你呢？这类计划，所以就话老兵也成干，那一样我离我都住了5天，诶，我做的那些的嘛呢？Thank you。
ตอนนี้เนาะไปมั่วอีกสเตทเซนเตอร์ลุนแต่ย่อสติลวอเตอร์ตัวคือตัวคาไปถึงนู่นหัวผ้ายอดลันชียอดตันตัดจอยันตอนเต้ไปมั่ว Karen Housley New York Eastern State Senator from Stillwater please put your hands together for her
Thank you, MJ. I only understood half of what you said. Also, MJ said that May is going to be up here shortly to tell us what her plans are for the future. Well, I'm going to tell you what May's plans are for the future. She's going to be in Washington, D.C., fighting to protect your American dream. I am State Senator Karen Housley from Stillwater, and thank you for inviting me, and thank all of you for coming here tonight to support May for Congress. May has a very unique story, being that she was born in a refugee camp in Thailand and immigrated to the United States at 8 years old. And this country provided many opportunities for May and the opportunity to raise her 4 children here. She grew to be a successful businesswoman. She's a military mom, and she's a community leader. And she just doesn't sit around and let this country fall apart. She's very frustrated with the direction this country is going. The Biden economics are not working. And she stepped up and she wants to do something about it. And she is going to go to Congress. Her motto is to protect the American dream. And I want to thank you, May, so much for running. All of us Republican senators and all of us Republican House members, we don't officially endorse you, but I'm officially endorsing you right now. You have our wholehearted endorsement. I don't know if any of you follow her Twitter. It's funny because every single day she tweets about her opponent and the failed leadership of her opponent, Betty McCollum, for 23 years. 23 years, Betty McCollum's leadership has failed Minnesotans. May Lor Xiong will be going to Washington, D.C. to change that. She'll be a new voice, a fresh voice, a unique story, and she will work hard for all of you. So thank you again for supporting her, and good luck, May. We'll have you back.
Okay. ตอนนี้เนาะไปมั่วพะตางผ้ามาเรื่องย่อก็ตื่นผ้ามาพะตางผ้ามาเขาก็เชิญชื่อไปเตาคุกก็โอเคนี่เราอีกคนจ้องเดินไปขอ community เนาะเขาก็ลือชาวเซ็งเนาะขาดto Minji to your plans for the future, May's future within the party, and yeah, we just welcome you. We'd ask that you come up here and say a couple words.
Wrong. Tonight, you guys speak English very much. And tonight, my mom does speak Hmong. May Lor Xiong, 有一段冇說話的，被到我們家的到知就上了，冇什麼知嘞，上到May Lor Xiong。小州 Republican 有冇nhau做被接到？嗰度咩都做得㗎，我就都做得啦，就講係咩就忙啦。所以我就嚇。Thank you。May Lor Xiong，人我又就跳啦，不是個咩嘢就忙啦。頭呢，ผมว่าพอไปย้อมเมเนสุตานจะ Republican là Democrat tù lấy tù băng mong chỉ bê băng ba giờ lên nó xong nó giờ mẹ cho cái một tư sau chế hú lu Minnesota một nhau cho po DC giờ lên cha vì mong một trò tới cảnh nào sẽ trong tổng nhau DC mong chỉ dùng càng để bây giờ là họ số rằng mấy giờ mà ok nó mẹ Lor Xiong vậy từ sau chế hú bê nó mong ở lưỡi nó cho bê nó cha mẹ cả tôi cho nó chẳng mong tôi chơi một lên nó cũng sáng nó mẹ ta ô ta nó là nó giờ bé ô ta sử dụng hay nó ô đây có một số đồng bên mình cái làm mà chỉ có gì cả giờ lên nó Republican lô chơi nhau đã nộp thuế ô phát tài nhau tới cho America thảo ở lô ở phẳng cầu gì lô bé lên tôi nó nên cầu bé đã nộp thuế tàu xin mong cháu bèo à rồi cô tôi cho mong nhau lúc tới cho America cầu ý sang đầu chua giờ đã được thuê giờ từ xin Republican à xe chấm bèo cho mong to cho mong cho cô tôi cho một phao tàu America nó khó sang là để chạy cho America mà thế giờ nó đã được thuê giờ từ xe chấm đại học là mong đó đời year March 25, 23 the year 2018 the mong bèo nó là hà cho bé cho từ mong dùng cho ta đã được cho xe cho bé cho nụ đó bé bự thì nó sẽ bây giờ là họ Republican để cho này bao mong hay nó chỉ nhận là bỏ bé thôi cho America tê bé giờ ít cho họ là cho Republican tàu sang đó là giờ tụi này từ Republican Democrat chỉ bao mong là để so bao bà tụi này từ giờ bao mong bao bà xong nói bé tụi giải mong của mẹ Lor Xiong giờ tụi bao số yếu có bé to sau nữa hà cho bé chua tụi nó giờ to làm to sữa to cả mẹ chấm mông lau nè ha mẹ chấm mông pha nè si chú cha con nó cái mẹ cho mình là lúc cư lẩu vắng nhau tôi mình đi sụt tàn nó là bé si chú cha bé sang bé tụi xài mông nó mong nhau đi gì bé cho mình được khoa mình đi kê bé cho béของcủa tôi cho cha tụi bao số cha mình cả ôn này nó mình cả yo bạc yo mình cả yo ít cho vô yo bạc because yes I can help you nothing no hà có bé cho mong là mẹ lâu cho cái giờ tự tôi ra nó sáng có bé chua tôi bằng ba cho mẹ Lor Xiong giờ bé cho của tôi cho bé tụi bao số cha mong nhau cho đi gì nó bé luôn bé sự ha bé trả lại một pro cú chỉ sợ chế lúc còn tôi cho thế nào cú sợ chế cú tôi khen chẳng được xong tôi chơi mẹ Lor Xiong còn mẹ chế nó mò có ba má tôi chẳng có từ ba gì của tôi cây rong có một thứ đó về để lúc bé giờ mong sao đây có ba mong còn nó chơi sản con nó bé cho tôi nó anh nhớ rồi ba má tôi lục ở chỗ
Okay, let's give it up for those two leaders in our community. Bé mua ít từ state representative cứ như tôi chỉ tao, ta chỉ bé mua ít từ New York bang bé khá mình chỉ House Representative Carla Nelson như tôi to take the place of the senator Lor Xiong. So, Bay May, clap your hands and ask Carla Nelson to come up to the stage. House Representative of District 44A. Malaysia, what the translators. Stand up here, please.
Well, hello, I am Carla Nelson, candidate for Maplewood, North Maplewood in Little Canada. And I'm going to ask this gentleman kindly to interpret what I'm saying because it's so important that we know the fight that we're up against here. There is a war. Against the hearts and the minds of our children. They are learning that they can pick their own gender.
Bây giờ bây đào sai bây giờ chỉ nên là bây giờ của bù là bây giờ.
And these are our school dollars, and so instead of them learning math, reading, and science, they're learning things that go against our Christian and Muslim and just faith, God values.
Bố gờ từ Tây An cử chi hữu bế zu kinh doanh nhóm đờ chế gần đờ.
So what we need to do, we need to get this legislation, because it is in the Bill of Rights, the 16th in the Bill of Rights, it says that we have the right as citizens
Nhóm chỉ hữu bế kỳ chạy bế mua ý khó right cho
to live with our own convictions, our religious freedom, our own belief. And that's being taken from us. They are teaching our children things that have no room in the classroom. So that is what my mission is, and I hope to join this fight.
bế tàu mua ý lưu nênh lợi lệ bế zu kinh doanh khá cho bế nữ zu kỳ sáng do fight là bán cho khó nữ zu kỳ sáng phổ vàng hát lưu cho yàn tuần tê.
I thank you so much for your time, and I just please ask that you spread this message. We will be having an event at the American Legion North St. Paul.
Nữ sáng ôi mê chào cho tan cho mô nọ bố mua ý khó công trình the St. Paul the American Legion July 15th lưu sáng lý lưu cầu chỉ.
And I thank you, May, because it's true. We're losing that American dream, and I thank you so much for your fight to bring it back to us.
We are either candidate for House Rep, District Lộc Blau A. Tổng đây bên mua ý từ thời cho Americans that yun the lu day cho no tao u bố cho Native Americans cho tổ nên cứ nhon hulu day cho no day hay New York ý từ thời cho New York had to New York học pa cho yan tổng day Tom May welcome Raul Estrada, Native American Coalition founder.
I apologize for about the time a little bit. Nên cho cái tên này cha, tất cả mọi người chấp lá mong khổng chọn cho nhau bé, thôi cho nên một nhà đó mà, của cho thôi cho nên để cho bé nó chỉ ta chưa đấy, cũng là chế sao cho cái ta mua chế cầu cũng là ba cha tới nên một món khổng nó nhau bé là của cho.
You can say that in English.
Oh yeah, if anybody is hungry, please do not be shy. Bây giờ mình có chỉ bao sang một lunch, so please go eat whatever you want. It's yours. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Raul Estrada, and yes, I am the director and founder of the American Indian Coalition. One of the things that I want to touch on, I had a whole bunch of things I was going to say, and I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I met May a couple years ago in her last campaign, and I was really inspired by her and the fact that she resonates with the community. She resonates and she identifies with communities. My parents were educators, and we spoke about that a little bit, and how it's very critical how she reaches the multi-ethnic communities in the district. Minnesota once was a predominantly white Christian state, and it isn't anymore. We have multi-faith, multi-ethnic communities. As a teacher, as an educator, May has touched many lives. She's touched the lives of children, she's communicated with those parents, and she's learned to understand what a district and what a community needs. Now, we've all heard about taxation without representation. I think we addressed that during the Boston Tea Party, where, of course, Native American Indians like me helped pull that off.
Bottom line is, though, we need representation. That is the key word, is representation. How many people would go to a Christian church to find that next week you had a Muslim imam or a monk or somebody there? Eventually, over time, if you keep going to the same place that you're used to, and you don't have somebody that you identify with, somebody that resonates with you, somebody that you connect with, eventually you stop going. That's one of the problems that we have here today in Minnesota. In doing what I do a lot of reconnaissance, I do a lot of investigation, I go into different events that I don't belong at. Last night, I was at an Ilhan Omar event, not because I support her, because I want to know what the hell they're doing. I want to know what their game plan is, what their strategies are, and what their tactics are. And one thing I've learned is that they're not afraid of us. They, over the past 4 years, have been recruiting, grooming, and training predecessors. They have targeted Somali, Ethiopian, Asian, Hispanic youth between 20 and 25 to groom them to take their place. They're not worried about their candidates winning because they've already pre-selected those. And so we've got to learn to fight differently. We've got to learn to fight with tact. We have to start using things that we're not used to doing. And that's one of the reasons that I really support what May's doing and May's fight, because we don't have the luxury of sitting back and playing nice politics anymore. We are literally at the middle of a war, at a coup d'etat. If you look at our state capitol right now, they've taken down our state flag and raised a different one without any of our approval. One thing that they did is they tried to blame Native Americans for that. They tried to say we were offended by the Minnesota state flag. I can guarantee you, we did the surveys, we did the research, we checked with our communities. We were not offended. It was somebody else. They blamed us and they used us as a pawn. And then when I came out and I showed them the data, I said, this is us. We didn't oppose this. Who came up with this lie? Now nobody wants to answer for that. Nobody wants to take accountability for that. So one thing that I ask, May, if you win, which I know you will, because you've got the backing of all the people that need you, I want you to do me a favor and get that answer for me. Who came up with that lie and blamed us?
Bé mong là cho có là để nó có mối dân là cái tổ chức bé mong cả bé mong mối dân thế, họ nói vậy họ chẳng chơi là bé mong, nè, giờ này là nó là bé tổ công cả, bé nhưng mà bé lu đã lu dọa thế, bé lu chửi gì, thế là bé là họ thế, giờ bé chỉ nhớ có để chửi là bé chỉ nhớ có họ nói là tây nhẹ cái chia bé giờ chỗ tôi nó có một vấn đâu tây lụa tây nó tên đâu. Tờ cho bé mong thế bé tông hồ họ nhớ có để chơi có tổ ba có tờ nó có yếu chúng mấy ít tụi nó chạy chân cho là bé mong tờ bé mong là mua lúa con lúa bề đó là mua lúa con lúa bề là bé mong nè bé lúa cỏ hồ mong mình cả lúa để xem là lên từ nó chơi nó hay cho bé lên từ chụp bao bé là bé bao này là bé tuần thiệt này bây giờ tôi cho này là lên đây họ bao bé này họ tôi thì còn hồ thì bé cho cái tên này cho là bé cho bây giờ mong ấy là tôi cho này là bây giờ hồ cho tôi giờ chỉ nhớ nhiều khó để chơi là bé mong nhớ họ mình sẽ ta là chỉ là nhớ mình là bị lấy sản phẩm sẽ là tan cho mình là sẽ ta giờ nhớ là chơi giờ nhớ phở hậu khả năng là bây giờ mong hồ tan cho còn tôi cho cả bé mong là mua luôn bé dây, cái giống như tuần sai chạy cháy, cái giống như tuần sai, là dùng cả bé mong là mua lúc con luôn bé một tận đây, bây giờ chơi cả, nó là ngồi cho thầu ấy, hà thì chỉ là bé chỉ bu tu sửa, vậy là bé hai giờ trong sửa xí này, giờ này là bé mua tiền ra thì là mẹ lo, giờ tuần sai bây giờ tôi chơi không phải là.
Please go to this table and register yourself to vote before the election so that we can have a better chance of winning. And thọ mê sai chỉ sai mê lúc xa ban tao lịch trang cho mê Lor Xiong cho họ mê bao sai nữ sai chữ cái sai nữ sai chữ chi yong yi ha khu hành lên and she has been putting in the work and just appreciate every little bit that you guys have done to help, and your help has not been forgotten and will not be forgotten. Lor Xiong nói bên ngoài ý từ thời cho New York Patty Broadway. She is a candidate for the House as well. We have another House candidate to speak. She is Patty Broadway here from Minnesota. Please, will you come up and say a few words for us?
How do I follow that act, right? Thank you. Thank you, May, also, for inviting me here tonight. My name is Patty Bradway, and I am running for House District in 36B, which is White Bear Lake. Is anyone from White Bear Lake here? Some of these guys are here, yeah. So, a little bit about myself. My family came to Minnesota in the 1880s, and you guys have not been here that long, but you embody the same values that Americans did at our founding. A lot of Americans these days do not respect our founding anymore. They are they don't have the values. They don't believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They've lost that ability to work hard and become entrepreneurs like your community has. So I really appreciate your stepping up and coming to America with the goal of being independent, being entrepreneurs, and living the American dream. And when May Lor goes to Washington, D.C., I hope she reminds the people there of what it means to be an American, because a lot of Americans have forgotten that. So I grew up in a small farm in a big family, and I am a registered nurse. So I'm here to heal the state, hopefully. There's such a big divide now between the parties, between individuals. The Democrats have pigeonholed us into groups when we're all humans, all one race, and all under God. So I'm with May all the way, and I hope that we take the House and do good here in Minnesota, because we need it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is Miss Patty Bradway, who is a candidate running for House District 36B. Lor Xiong nói bên ngoài ý từ candidate gì? Chị ta là đạo sư New York ý từ qua sân gan về từ phong yêu May Lor Xiong. Scott Hellsgrave, he is a candidate for the 67th District, 67A. If you'll please stand and come say a few words for us.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Scott Hesselgrave, and I'm running for District 67A right here on St. Paul's East Side. I was born in St. Paul at Bethesda Hospital, a couple blocks away from the Capitol. And in 2020, they said that they were going to turn that hospital, use it to help people with mental health. And now it's been torn down. They're going to build another one. But they're also dug a hole next to the Secretary of State's office to build another office for our bureaucracy to run out of. We didn't need it, a bunch of money that we didn't need to spend. But, they really need some help with mental health issues in the Capitol. I mean, they're trying to push so many crazy things and right just down our throats. This trifecta this year that they've had total control of the State House and the Senate and the executive branch, all three of our branches, well, 2 out of the 3, they're trying to take away all of our tools. This year they even wanted to take away our right to paint our own houses without having a contractor looking over our shoulders supervising what we do. They try to affect our families by teaching our kids to hate themselves, hate their origins, and it's horrible. And that makes it easier for them to talk them into this gaslight idea that you were born in the wrong body. No, you were not. But they're just, so many things that they've been pushing in our state are horrible. It almost makes you, get a sense of learned helplessness and hopelessness, because they just keep shoving these things in, and some of them they didn't get. There was a little bit of good news. The Republicans held the line at the end, but then they went over their own rules, Mason's rules of order at the end. Our Republicans, they wouldn't let anybody speak or object to anything, and they just shoved a bunch of things through, like a stack of an omnibus bill like this tall. Nobody could read it. They couldn't even go online and read it because it wasn't available. It just had that, not here yet, working on it or whatever. And the left just voted, they all voted green for it. First of all, in an omnibus bill, you're not supposed to have 100 things in one bill. You're supposed to do like one thing. But that's one way that they get away with just, sticking it to us. They're not supposed to be able to do that. But there is hope, because they've been doing so many insane things that hopefully people are waking up to how they're just trying to abuse us. Nationally, they're attacking all of our Bill of Rights. The First Amendment that protects our right of assembly, like we're doing right here, and our right to worship at any religion that we want. That was a basic staple of the founding of our country. And our right to defend that right with the Second Amendment, and defend our families, protect our families, and eat independently. We can get our own food with that right as well. And they've even attacked fishing a little bit this year with higher fees for everything. But there's a lot of hope left, because we have May running again. She ran so hard last time and worked so hard. I wasn't sure if she was going to run again this year, and I asked her a couple times. And then when she announced that she was going to run again this year, man, it brought some hope back, because we need to take our state back, but we need to do that to help the country. But we also need to send the right people to Congress to enforce our boundaries, our legal boundaries. That's what our laws are, is boundaries that say, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. It keeps us safe, it keeps us protected. And we just need people that, with common sense, to say no when they try to push something through, like taking away our rights. And privacy, there's the Fourth Amendment, another one. They're always trying to infringe on our rights. So thank you for showing up and supporting May. It gives us a lot of hope to have somebody strong and working hard to take that seat away from Betty McCollum. It's been in there way too long. I'd like to support you too for our east side here.
So you're who and running for what?
State House,
And you're
District
who?
67A, pardon me?
You're who? What's your name and what are you running for?
Scott Hesselgrave, right here in District 67A, East Side State House seat.
Thank you, Mr. Hesselgrave. Thank you so much for coming out. Appreciate it. Good luck. All right. Nguyen Ha Yala. There's so many people who want to pass these big omnibus packages but don't want to put their name to it. So bad policy gets pushed through without having to find out who's really voting for what. So thank you, Mr. Hesselberg, and God bless you, and may He help you during your candidacy. We thank you. ลูกเชียร์น้องเป็นมวยอีกหัวชื่อเซ็งนิวยอร์กเกาหลีนิวยอร์กคาเฟ่ to North Korea ฮะ South Korea เจอเลยกัน so เขาไม่ข clap your hands for Jenny Choi.
Hello, everyone. So thank you very much for listening to me up here. I'm here to talk about socialism and capitalism. So my name is Jenny Choi. I come from South Korea. I'm born and raised from South Korea. So a lot of people know South Korea and North Korea on TV, right? And you guys know who they are, but a lot of people don't know the history of South Korea and North Korea. Korea has over 5,000 years of history together. We have our own language, we have our own culture, history, we have our own DNA. And all of a sudden, one day, July 23rd, 1957, one part of the country went to North and they decided to go for socialism, following Soviet Union and China. And South Korean people decided to go to capitalism. That is the only difference between South Korea and North Korea. That was 70 years ago. And as you know, socialism is always marketed this utopia, right? Everybody has right to education, free healthcare, free housing. Everybody shares the same wealth of the country together, and you will have all jobs. It always sounds like a utopia. That is what North Korea went for. And guess what happened in 70 years? I'm sure a lot of you guys know what GDP is. So North Korea versus South Korea. When we split in 1950, believe it or not, North Korea was richer than South Korea, almost by twice. Of course, both were very poor, but North Korea had a GDP per capita of $876. South Korea, $500. That was it. Fast forward 70 years, guess what? In 2022, South Korea's GDP per capita is almost $35,000 per capita. North Korea, $800. If you remember what I said 1950, 70 years ago, their GDP per capita was $876. They went down in GDP per capita. So South Korea grew our economy by 70 times in 70 years. Basically, we made our economy bigger by twice every year for 70 years, while North Korea stayed the same. As you can imagine, exports. Of course, South Korea exports more than North Korea, obviously you can imagine. But how many times? 100 times? 500 times? It's actually 2,243 times. South Korea exports 684 billion, whereas North Korea exports only 300 million. And as I told you, we've been separated only 70 years. Like a 3 generation, right? We have the same DNA. But by being separated for 70 years, South Korea flourished under capitalism. North Korea suffered through socialism. And their life expectancy and our life expectancy now, it's 13 years difference. By being born in South Korea, I get to live 13 years longer than anyone who is born in North Korea. Height. South Koreans are at least 4 to 5 inches taller than North Korean people. Weight. South Koreans are about 15 to 20 pounds heavier than North Korean people. Imagine. No differences. Only difference, ideology. Fast forward to 70 years, it's a perfect twin study. What happens to socialism and what happens to capitalism. As for children under 5 years old, North Korea, about over 15% of babies are underdeveloped. About 1/3 of the North Korean children are not developed properly because of their malnutrition. South Korea, on the other hand, we have opposite issue. Our South Korean babies, we have 8.7% overweight issue. That's the difference we have. Let's talk the number of cars. So per 1,000 citizens, United States has about 900 cars. So United States have a lot of cars. Basically 900 per 1,000 people have cars. South Korea, we have about 500 per 1,000 capita. So what I'm trying to say is half the population of Korea have cars. North Korea, guess how many cars they have per 1,000 people? 1. South Korea has over 25 million cars, whereas North Korea has 30,000 cars. These are just a few statistics I just shared with you, what happens between socialism and capitalism. Some people also might tell me, hey, North Korea is not socialism. North Korea is a totalitarianism, dictatorships and all of that. But that's not where they started. They started as a socialism. And North Korean people actually still do believe, up until this day, they live in socialism utopia. The reason is because they went for the socialism, the utopia that everybody marketed. And the United States nowadays are also talking about socialism, accepting socialism or moving some of the part of the United States to more socialistic policies. And that is such a wrong idea. I'm sure all of you guys know that too, and I'm sure my statistics of South Korea and North Korea of a perfect twin study also tells you that. So I think it is time for all of us to get up and fight this fight, to make sure America stays as a capitalism country where everybody can live American dream. And May is a true example of American dream. And we need to fight to preserve that. And how do we do that? We get up and vote this November, and by voting for May and sending her to Washington, D.C. Thank you very much.